Chamanat Netawan Alan Salazar, Pasekfa Nubasin. Hello, I'm Alan Salazar. I'm from the village of Pasekfa, what we now call San Fernando, California. My ancestry, where I get my Chumash and Utaviam ancestry, comes from the village of Tuapu, just a few miles from here in Simi Valley, and a little bit farther north and east, the Utaviam village of Chagoyanga. We're here to do a final blessing and a farewell to this beautiful oak tree that's lived a good long life. I haven't heard an exact number, but I'm going to go with somewhere between 200 to 300 years. This oak tree has seen many changes here. There were no roads and no cars. People traveled on horses and stagecoach, and she witnessed all that. So what I'm going to do is I'll use a bull roarer to call in the spirits and ancestors. I'll do a tobacco pipe ceremony and acknowledge the four directions. And I'll sing a song. The song I'm going to sing is actually more of a chant, and it's calling Swordfish. And the reason I chose these chants this morning is Swordfish is the Ruyter chief of all the fish. He's the Ruyter chief of the ocean. And Chumash Tataviam belief, when you die and leave this world, your spirit goes for 5 days and visits places that it enjoyed going to, and then it goes to the spirit world, which is out over the ocean. So the spirit of this tree will go to Point Conception and go out to the spirit world. And then in 5 years, we believe that we come back, that we're reincarnated. So the acorns of this tree will reincarnated and will come back. So I'm going to start with my bull roar and call in all of the spirits and all of our ancestors. This bull roarer was gifted to me by some Aborigine people that visited Oak Brook a few years back, quite a few years back. We're storytellers and basket weavers, so it's something that is a prized possession of mine from tribal people a long way from here. Smoke from the sage will cleanse it. Put away all the bad spirits. Put away all the bad thoughts. Call in all the good spirits and good thoughts. The tree and everyone that's here. So white sage is a sacred plant. It's very powerful. It has an effect on women to take their clothes off. So ladies, please resist. Could you edit that part out?
Where do you buy that?
Never buy sage. direction has its own power. I'll start in the north. To the east. To the south. To the west. Some people believe that the Tataviam are people of the east. And we are east of the Chumash. We're the neighbors of the Chumash to the east. And many Chumash people believe that they are people of the west, the gatekeepers of the west. And I finished with the west because one of the powers of the west is that's where the sun sets, signifying the end of a journey, the end of a life, the end of a day. But for this magnificent oak tree here, it's the end of a journey. After I finish my prayer, I'm going to make an offering of tobacco. It's a very old plant. Will you pass that around? Everyone can take a little pinch. Take a nice, good, healthy pinch. And when I finish my prayer, we can all come up and make an offering to the tree, to Mother Earth, to thank Mother Earth for everything that she gives us and blesses us with. I want to ask the Great Spirit, Mother Earth, the power of the four directions, to the sky people, sky coyote, sky eagle, sky lizard, the sun, the moon, and morning star, the sky snake. I want to ask for their guidance and their blessings today. It's a sad day to see such a beautiful, magnificent tree have to be removed. But we all have a life cycle. None of us get out of this alive, and at some point we will all move on to the spirit world. There's a story of a young boy who dreamt of an acorn when he was having his dream vision, and he hoped to dream of a bear, eagle, mountain lion, hawk, strong, powerful animals. And when he dreamt of the acorn, he didn't understand the significance of it. And he went to the wisest person of the village, this old woman. She was a medicine woman, spiritual leader. She was very wise. And the young boy asked, when I dreamt of an acorn, what did that mean? And the wise woman told him, take an acorn and plant it, and water it, and care for it, and sing to it. And then watch what happens. And the young boy did. He took the acorn and he planted it, cleared around it, so there's no other plants growing around it, and he watered it, and from that little small acorn, a mighty oak tree grew. And as the oak tree grew and got bigger and bigger, so did the boy. And he got bigger and stronger, and the tree got bigger and stronger. And then the tree started producing acorns. And the young boy remembered what that wise old woman had told him, to watch. To watch. And he watched the oak tree grow hundreds and thousands of acorns. When the acorns fell to the ground, all the animals would come and collect those acorns. Blue jays, woodpeckers, squirrels. The deer would come and eat them. Even the bear would come in and eat some acorns occasionally, use the trunk of the mighty tree to scratch his back. The eagle would land at the branches at the very top of the oak tree so he could see for miles and would hunt. And the young man realized that the oak tree gave freely of everything that it had. And that even as people came and collected those acorns, made acorn meal and acorn soup. And that the acorn provided for many people, that the oak tree provided for many people. They would take the elbows right here and cut this branch off. And right here is a perfect bowl. Right here is a small bowl on that elbow. There's some bowls right there. You can see they're already shaped. The oak tree gives freely of everything that it has. And that young boy who grew into a man became like the oak tree. He was kind and patient with the young people, helpful to the elderly, and he gave freely of everything that he had. And he became the wisest person of their village. And everyone in the village was glad that the boy who dreamt of an acorn was a member of their village. So we want to thank this oak tree for everything that it's given for hundreds of years to people. When it was a young oak tree, the Chumash were still here collecting these acorns. The woodpeckers, the blue jays, the squirrels, the deer, they were here last year eating the acorns of this tree. It's provided and gave freely of everything that it has. And we want to thank this oak tree for everything that it has given the animals and the people for over 300 years probably. But I want to pray also for all of our leaders, our local leaders, our county leaders, our state leaders, and our federal leaders back in Washington, D.C. We send out prayers that they lead us and guide us with a good heart and an open mind. I want to pray for all of our soldiers and warriors, that they come home safely, that they return to their families, and we thank them for their service. Pray for our elders, and that our elders take the time to sit down with the young people. And I pray for our young people that they sit down with their elders and learn lessons about the oak trees, about the world they live in, and the importance that every person has. What that old woman told that boy was that everyone and everything has its own gift, its own power, its own dream. This oak tree has fulfilled its dream, has fulfilled its power, its gift. All the animals, the small creatures, the lizards, the horned toads, the frogs, the bugs, the insects, the spiders, the small birds, the towhees, the mountain lions, the bears, all of us, we all have our own dream, our own gift, our own strength, our own power. And I pray for all of those. I ask the sky people in Swordfish to guide the spirit of this tree. Isashwala, we will all love. Sakatush, we will all believe. Piyushka all, we will all be strong. We are all alive, we are all alive, we are all alive. So I leave this offering of tobacco, which is a very old plant. And we thank Mother Earth for everything she's given us. God bless this tree and thank her for everything that she's given us. There's some people that believe, and I'm talking about botanists, scientists that are way smarter than me, which is not that difficult. I set the bar pretty low. And I do that just so people will feel good about themselves. That's what I tell myself. But there's botanists believe that trees communicate with each other. That if this tree is struggling, this tree will draw water and resources from this side, so that tree will have nutrients from this side. And that this tree will know when this tree is struggling, and this tree will know when this tree is struggling, this tree will know when this tree is struggling. If that's true, the trees around here know that this tree is towards the end of his journey. And they are sending prayers to it also. So I want to thank you for indulging me, letting me say a little prayer for something that's important to Native peoples and tribal people. And I want everyone to please come up, say a little prayer. We all pray to different deities and we all pray in a different way. So I want to allow everyone to come up as you leave your tobacco to say your prayers to whoever and however that you want to say them. So please come on up. 3 or 4 years ago, I had the honor of reburying one of the largest reburials in the history of California. Over 1,000 individuals that have been removed from their final resting place and taken to UCLA to be studied. We reburied them, and many of them, the individuals, when the human remains were found, there was just a few bones left of the people of that person. Some of them were hundreds and thousands of years old, and we put them in these bags. So this pouch right here, although it looks simple, the significance is that it's something that we use to put our ancestors back in the ground to give them their proper burial that they deserved. And we apologize to them for being disturbed. We had hundreds of bags like this and hundreds of yards of this material to wrap the human remains in when we reburied them. So it's something that I carry my tobacco in when I do ceremonies like this. So, thank you.